Hello and welcome. Today we are showing you the Iwata High Performance Plus, the HP-BC1 Plus Airbrush made by Iwata. And also some of the accessories if you needed to purchase, you can also purchase those through Nest Iwata. Let's go ahead and do an unboxing. Currently this brush retails for approximately $275 to $300 currently at this time of taping. These are some of the accessories you're going to get in the box. As soon as you open it, you're going to get yourself a nice Iwata Nest sticker. You're also going to get full instruction manual, a breakdown of the particular brushes that they have here, and it's in different languages. You guys see that? And you're also going to get a test page. All right. Some of the accessories that you see here, it's going to come with a wrench. It's going to come with the actual brush. It's going to come with some lubrication oil. It's going to come with a brand new bottle. All right, here we go. See, the bottle is metal, and so is the nozzle. All right, everything. Let me open it up so you guys can see what the bottle looks like. So here we go. And put that back in the box. And then here we have the airbrush. Now let me just say this up front. This is actually a used airbrush. This is one of my airbrushes. But I cleaned it out thoroughly enough to make it as clean as possible. So when you're seeing it, it's like viewing a new airbrush. And we'll just set this box off to the side, because what we're going to do is we're going to completely break down this brush to give you guys a full idea of all the parts. And if you look in the instruction manual doesn't give you a full breakdown of all the parts in the airbrush. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be providing you guys with the full parts and details of the actual brush itself. So now when you break the brush down, it's called an HP-BC Plus. The reason why it's called an HP-BC Plus is strictly just because of the handle. Okay, that's what the back of this is called. It's called the airbrush handle. All right, and it's just simply because it's actually called an adjustment handle. And the reason why is because you see how here you can screw the needle forwards and backwards, or I should say left or right. And the reason for that is it's trigger control. So once you press down your trigger, what it does is it restricts how far you can pull the trigger back, and it restricts how close it goes. You see that? So what I'm doing is I'm just literally screwing it and tightening it. So unscrewing and screwing it so you can be able to see what it does to the trigger, and you're pressing it back. And I'm literally, the screw is actually making it go forward, not me. Now, trigger control happens this way. All right, and this is called a double action siphon feed airbrush. All right, the way you're going to hold this is the same way you would hold a pen or a pencil. All right, let's go ahead and start breaking this thing down so you guys can get a good idea. So first things first, just upon looking at it, you're going to see it's got a trigger. It's got a portion here where it's going to connect to a hose or some sort of air. All right, some sort of air source here at the bottom. All right, and it's also got a screw on the top. I purposely chose these brushes simply because of the simple fact that you can get inside of here and you can clean out the airbrush through just the screw alone. Well, not just the screw alone, but the screw helps it to be able to access all of the paint that's inside of the chamber. All right. So first things first, let's just go ahead and take that airbrush handle off of here. Let's set this down here. And you're going to see it exposes a few parts here. And again, I did tell you guys that I did recently, this is a used airbrush. This is one of my used airbrushes. Okay. So what you're looking at here, let's go through the parts. All right. So first things first, you're going to unscrew this little piece here. This is called the needle chucking nut. Okay. So you're going to pull this needle chucking nut off of here. And you set that down. And what that does is it locks the needle into place. Okay. Next, you can pull out your needle. And this needle is actually a point, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 0.25 needle. And then next you can pull off your spring guide. What this does is it allows that trigger, as I pull it out, It allows the trigger to have tension back and forth normally. I unscrewed it because the needle actually holds the trigger in place. So let's pull up that spring guide temporarily so you guys can see what the tension is coming from. So we're pulling out our spring guide, and then here's our spring, okay? And then right here, this is our needle guide. This little guy right here is our needle guide. And I'm gonna show you guys close up, and then right here, we've got our trigger, okay? That's what the trigger looks like. Again, if it's dirt, I'm trying to make sure everything's in camera. If it's dirty, guys, I do apologize. Like I said, I did clean it as thoroughly as I could possibly clean it. Next up, let's go to the front of the airbrush. We've got the needle cap. And that's simply exactly what it does. It literally protects the needle. I'm trying to show you guys that. So here's the needle cap. We'll set this down. And next, this is the nozzle cap. And inside of the nozzle cap is where the air and the paint mix. And next up, we have the needle. And you can look inside here, see that little hole? That little hole is where the air is released. And then inside of the nozzle is where the paint is released, and the air and the paint mix inside of this chamber here, inside of this little needle cap. I'm sorry, inside of the nozzle cap. All right, and next up, and then we're going to go ahead and use our wrench. See our wrench that we had earlier? We're going to go ahead and use our wrench from earlier upon opening the box. We're going to pull this. We're going to pull this nozzle off, this little bitty small nozzle. You want to be really careful when you're unscrewing this thing. Be really careful when you're unscrewing that nozzle. I'm going to twist it off, and I'm going to loosen it with my hands here. All right, we're going to set this down here. Really, really small. That is actually a 0.25 nozzle along with the 0.25 needle. All right, so next up we got our body. So let me go ahead and grab something to unscrew that screw on the top there. And right now I'm gonna go ahead and use a razor blade and just lightly unscrew it. And you want to tighten this up by hand. All right. And there you go. Now you guys can look down inside of there. You can see how it allows you to be able to access the paint inside of there. And that's the screw. All right. And this is the airbrush body. All right. And then also too, if you need, you can actually unscrew that. You can unscrew the bottom of this. This is actually tightly on here, so this isn't hand tightened. But if you needed to get inside of there to clean out the chamber inside of the airbrush, that's what that allows you to do. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and put everything back together here. Starting off here with our cleaning screw. Now, like I said, I'll tighten that up with a razor blade off to the side, off camera here. And I'm not gonna tighten it really tight. I'm just gonna hand tighten it, okay? And next up, I'm gonna go putting my nozzle in place here. The gloves are getting a little bit in my way. I'm so used to putting these things together without any gloves on. I'm gonna try that again. These gloves are getting all in my way. Let's see. There we go. Get it on there. And then I'm gonna tighten it with my wrench, my nozzle wrench. Again, you don't wanna go tightening it really, really tight. You wanna just give it a nice little nudge. And that's all you need. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and cover that up with our nozzle cap. Next up, you're gonna cover that with a needle cap. Next, I'll go ahead and put my trigger in. My trigger, now sometimes that's a little funny putting it back into the airbrush, because you see how it kind of hangs here at the bottom. So sometimes it's a little tricky applying the trigger right back into the body. Sometimes I get it on the first try, sometimes it takes a little bit. And right now, looks like we got it. All right. Okay, now next up, I'm gonna put my needle guide in. All right, and on top of that, I'll put my spring. And on top of that, I'll put my spring guide. I'll tighten that. Again, just hand tighten it. Just a hand tighten. And then after that, I'll go ahead and put my needle in. And then after that, put my chucking nut. And I'll make sure I tighten it. And what I'm doing too is I'm actually using my finger here to make sure that that needle is right up against that nozzle in the front. And I'll show you guys that in just a moment. So I'll tighten it like so, okay? Just to give you guys an idea of what the needle looks like when it's outside of the airbrush. This is what it's protecting. Can you guys see that? So there's your needle. And here, we'll even take it off so you can see what it looks like. One more time, just one more time here. And there's the exposed nozzle and needle, okay? Let you guys see that. See what that looks like. We're gonna go ahead and put that nozzle cap right back on. We'll put that needle cap right back on. And then last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and put that handle back on. And we'll bring our box over. And we'll set our brush back into our box. And then we'll set our wrench back inside of our box. And there you have it. Full breakdown of the parts of an Iwata HP-BC Plus and its accessories. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see what other tips and tricks we're gonna have next time for you guys. Thanks for watching.